clearly one of the greatest footballers to have played for India. Statesman and captain, talisman and legend. Sunil Chhetri was once frustrated when he was forced to sit out in the match against Qatar in Doha. And this was because of an injury. The reason? He had always primed himself on being one of the fittest players in the team. In fact, he once said to me, quote, "I know I am not as talented as Messi or Ronaldo, but what stops me from working as hard as them, and if not harder? That is my control and I can certainly do it." Yes, to repeat, he said, that is in my control and I can certainly do it. He then went on to add, and I quote again, "You know, I no longer eat what I want to. Rather, I eat what I need." End of quote. Simple words that have stayed with me. Each one of us have our weaknesses and want our cheat days. We love to indulge on occasions. Break the mold of monotony. Not so Sunil Chhetri. Just like Virat Kohli, who had once had a cheat meal once in 4 years, Chhetri has raised the fitness bar for the Indian national team, and that's what makes him different. The other thing that stands out about Sunil is his philosophy. He knows that in sport, not every day will you win. That's how sport is. But for him, it is all about effort. The process. If that's right, the result doesn't really matter. I quote again from Sunil, "Each game I play is like a challenge to me. The thrill is to push yourself and try to raise the bar each time you step out onto the park. Do the same things better over and over again. Get them right each time you do so. That's when you improve and gain consistency. That's what I, as a footballer, have always aspired to do. Not every day will you win. There will be days when the opposition plays better than you. But what you need to be clear about is that your effort should always be at an optimum. As far as effort and preparedness is concerned, you can't be lacking." That's what I tell anyone who wants to play football at the highest level, and that's what keeps me going. Now for one final time against Kuwait. World Cup third round qualification at stake, and now this. At the end of that game, no more Sunil. While we don't really know what after Sunil, it is important we enjoy every single day of Sunil on that park and on that pitch, in practice and in the game. The one final game, the last dance, the game that matters. Such players don't come often, and as long as we have him, it is important we celebrate and consume him to the optimum. We at Revsportz have spoken to Sunil time and again, and here is a collection of some of his best comments to us over the years. Take a listen and enjoy Sunil Chhetri.
We want to go to the last stage of the World Cup qualifiers. That will give us a great opportunity to rub our shoulders with the best in Asia. The more we play against the Uzbek, the Australias, the UAE, the Qatar, the Japan, the Korea, the more answers we're going to get how much we're improving. And I think the way we played against Qatar, one of the things that we understood as a nation is we are improving. You know, it is not that now you're going to see a team which just want to go and defend and just wish. You know, we have an idea, a lot of players are improving, we have improved as a player, and collectively we are not scared. We know where we stand. We are very humble. We know we are amongst 14 to 18th in Asia in terms of level. We know we can take from 10 to 14 teams. We played well against Iraq, if you remember. The top 6 teams are still difficult. Playing against Qatar and Australia, Japan, Saudi, South Korea, Iran, the ones who play the World Cup. It's still difficult because the level is completely different. But we're really optimistic. And the only way we're going to improve is to play against these teams very often, quite often. I'm wary of using that word. I generally don't do it because as I said, where we want to reach is a far away destination. I'll tell you something Maryada, and I hope you understand and your listeners also understand. One motto we have in the national team right now is to create that culture that when you come for the national team, it is to give every inch of yourself. And it is reminded every time we go to the camp. If it's not me, it will be Gurpreet. If it's not me, Gurpreet, then it will be Sandesh or Amrinder or Rahul. We will make sure that we remind that we got to give absolute best. And I'll tell you why we want to give absolute best. It's not because, number one reason is not because we want the country to win stuff. What we really want is to have the culture in the dressing room that this team is going to be better than what it was last year. So that the next youngsters, the Suresh, the Anwar, the Akash, will take the baton forward and they will be better than us. The under 19 will look up to us and say, you know what, we got to be better than them. And like this only a team will come, the under 5, 10, whatever it is, when the difference will be exponential. Right now it will be less. You will not be able to see it. But I want that culture in the dressing room that no matter what, to reach in the best 10 of Asia and to stay there, we all got to improve. And the only way is to put our head down and make sure that every game for the national team is a bloody do and die, pardon my French, but do and die stuff. You give every inch of yourself. Right now, we don't have the sheer quality, talent of a Qatar, a Japan, a Korea and all else. In that department, we will not lose, no matter who we face. Yes, the Qatari players are better than us talent-wise. Yes, they were, and we have no qualms of accepting that. But the need and the want and the desire to give everything for our country has to be given in the dressing room. It is bare minimum. And that's the culture I want to take forward to the next generation. And the next generation to the next generation. Everyone, when they come to the national team, they will know that there is no way that this thing is not going to be there. It comes to eating well, making sure that you sleep on right time, do not take any liberties when you play for a national team. And that's the culture we want to take forward. Then what will happen, Marida, is one day will come and you'll see, oh, you know what? Now we press, now we have high tempo, and now we have talented players also. Next generation, oh, you know what? Now they get good finishers also. Next generation, oh, you know what? Now we are a complete team.